Here we have a call for a dishwasher not working. The caller basically said that when they're using the dishwasher it makes a high-pitched noise. Usually that simply means that the motor itself is just running with no water, it's just dry, so it starts to make like a real loud winding noise. First thing you want to check is, of course, the angle stop. Make sure that the angle stop is on the on position. Once you've checked that, then we'll start troubleshooting on the dishwasher itself. The angle stop is usually located underneath your kitchen sink. You can see here this is the drain line, and this is the actual water line that feeds your dishwasher from the angle stop. And you want to make sure that it's on the on position, which it is. If the stem is outwards, it's on. If it's inwards, that means it's off. So you can see here that the angle stop is on in the on position. So next we're going to troubleshoot the dishwasher itself. Now the water comes out in your dishwasher from a little port here on the side, so you're going to have to remove this little basket, which simply slides out. This is the port right here. That's where the water comes out. Whether it's on the wash cycle or the rinse cycle, that's where the water will be. And here in the back there should be water that should be sitting in there. Right now you can see that's bone dry, so we'll look at that next. But right now we're just going to focus on the water being fed into the dishwasher. You're going to want to make sure that the dishwasher is on the wash cycle. Now the way you figure if the water's coming out is you simply listen. So once you put it on its regular wash cycle, you can close the dishwasher, and if you listen you can hear that there's no water coming out. Once you have determined that the water is not coming into the dishwasher, you've checked the angle stop, you've tried it by putting it on its regular wash cycle, you can see here there's a little latch right here. Now that latch goes into the dishwasher handle right here. So what you want to do is you want to keep your dishwasher open, and you want a visual picture. You want to see for yourself if the water's coming out or not. If you don't trust your ears, you simply take a flathead screwdriver, you'll stick it into the latch, and you'll be listening for a little clicking sound, and that's what actually activates the dishwasher to turn on. What you'll actually be listening for is a little clicking sound. That little sound is what you're listening for. So what I'll do is I'll hold it down, I'll look at the water port, and just make sure and see if there's water coming out or not. You can hear the timer running, but obviously there is no water. The next thing you want to do is you'll want to remove those two panels that are on the bottom of the dishwasher. Again, it's just 4 simple little screws. Once you remove the screws, you can go ahead and remove the panels, put them on the side. Make sure you keep the screws close to the panels so you don't lose them when you're trying to reconnect it. Now, this is the part where it gets a little bit dirty, because you're going to have to lay down on your side to actually look underneath the dishwasher. Unless you want to disassemble the entire thing and lay it on its side, it's up to you, but this is the easiest way to do the maintenance. There's one little screw that holds this little water valve right here. This is actually what sends the signal to the dishwasher from the angle stop to shoot water into the dishwasher. This occasionally does fail, and we're going to check that right now by replacing it. So once you remove the screw, you simply have one connection that slides right out. You have a little clip right here. You'll need some channel locks. Small little needle nose will work as well to just basically pull that back and pull it out, and you'll need something here so that you can disconnect it. Now you can see here I disconnected everything but the water line itself. The reason I haven't disconnected it is because I still have the angle stop on the on position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this, but first I'm going to turn the water off to the angle stop. Once you turn the water off, that will stop any pressure from shooting out of here, because if you leave the water line on, if you leave the angle stop on that feeds this, once you disconnect this, water will shoot all over the place, and you do not want that. You can see here's the angle stop. You simply just turn off the angle stop, and that will turn the water off to the dishwasher. You can see here we've disconnected the nut. Now what I'll do next is I'll pull this line off. Make sure you have a towel underneath there because water that's in the line is going to get on the floor. And what I usually do is I'll disconnect it, I'll turn the angle stop on very slowly to see if water's coming out of there, and that will determine if it's the angle stop itself, which I've never had that problem before, but it could happen, and we'll be able to check it and troubleshoot it that way. So I've already turned the angle stop off, I've disconnected the nut. Now I'm just going to pull the line. Water will come out of there because there's water inside this line still, but once I disconnect it, the towel right here should clean that up. Okay, so I've disconnected it. I turned the angle stop on very lightly and water did come out. You can see all the water here, and then I turned it back off. So I know the angle stop is fine and there is no restrictions. So this is the old water valve. I did have to take the adapter off of it to put it on the new water valve that I got. So I did have to take the adapter off. I mean, you could spend a little bit of extra money and get it from the supplier where you got your valve from. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the water back on to the angle stop, and then we'll test it to make sure if it's running or not. Okay, here I've turned the angle stop off. I'm turning it back on so we can test the new water valve. And now I am simply just going to push the door in so it can catch that latch, and we'll listen for the water. Listen real close. So you can see there is water inside of the dishwasher. Now if you want to, what you can do is, just to see with your eyes, if you don't trust your ears, you can take your screwdriver, put it in the latch like I showed earlier in the video, and you should see water shooting out of here. Now be careful that you do have it in the right position, because what happens is if you put your screwdriver in and turn on the dishwasher and it's not on the right cycle, water will splash all over your face. So you don't want that to happen. Now I'm going to put my screwdriver in the latch. You can see the water shooting out. Once you finish installing the paneling back in on the bottom with those 4 screws, you can go ahead and just test it before you leave.